Good morning, SMMMTs. We're starting a brand new quarter, 4/1/2011. We had broad-based buying early in the week. We had the previous week doing very well as well. One of the things is it's jobs report. And one of the things that we watch is that March average work week at 34.3 versus 34.3. So the March hourly earnings is flat, 0.00. Well, that March hourly earnings, in my view, MMTs, is not, that has to increase because we're paying too much at the pump and we're paying too much at the grocery store. So it's just a matter of time that these things will catch up. But on the flip side of things, as far as the non-farm private payrolls, 230,000 is what we came in versus, people were thinking only around 200,000. Okay, 203,000, 200,000. So they beat that one. Okay, non-farm payrolls is 216,000 versus 100, and people were thinking right around 180,000, 185, 100, somewhere in that area. So we had an increase there. The March unemployment rate at 8.8% is the new number versus the February unchanged at 8.9, so that there was a downtick in that. Now, that's all good news for the bulls, and it's good for the people that were participants who received those jobs and whatnot. But thing about it is, MMTs, we're market makers. We're going to make a market on Friday, and we're going to go over the gap list. So that's the headline event. What we would like to make clear is that CEO, that's one of our that we cover, and it's up $9 right now. Big one. ALEX, 4.55. NYX, well, that's the takeover, the NASDAQ and the ICE to buy it. That would be good because it'd be owned here in our backyard. SRX, 2.79. There's that Salesforce clocking in. So we have a fairly decent from 1.00 ratios where we start and go higher. Then we look to see if the list is in an expansionary mode. As we can see, it's fairly decent. And we also have that little MCP stock that we put new MMTs on. It's a new market maker stock that we are bringing to light and watching the price action already now. So had a nice move on, they slid that bid and then they walked that dog and made a series of higher highs all day in MCP. Okay, so don't forget about that. So basically Goldman is clocking in at 71 pennies and all. So you can see here that we have a lot of good things going on. Now on the flip side, let's see what the gap open down list. ICE is bidding GPN, global payment, that could be earnings related. So you have a very diminishing gap down versus an expansion gap up list. MMT's trade management will be the following. We will look to see that on the dip, they're going to sell that rip. If there's broad-based buying like there was early in the week, that is a key factor. Let me tell you, MMTs, that every day the market maker platform will work its course. And all it is understanding the differences when you get that opening bell today and you get that first interim warning, whether it's 15 or 30-minute price action pullback. What would you be looking for? Same thing as I always say. 3 teenies down, 3 teenies up. 5 teenies would be the next area, and 7 teenies would be breakout markets in the brain. So, once again, welcome the new month to all MMTs. Execution, you're making a market between the public. So you don't own the public behavior and their mindsets, their wacky mindsets. But what you do own is how to make money from them. You own that. You're entitled to that. And that's what we're going to be gathered here today. And remember that MMTs, part of the public model, there are various different components of the public model. And basically, your profits come from the public model. And those are investors out in the world, and the whole gamut of Wall Street tape. You're in the middle. And it's quite different being a market maker than it is a regular trader and or investor, because you're always in the middle of that buy, you're always in the middle of that sell. And either one of the two parties are going to be more powerful for a period of time, and getting those entries in your SMF market maker platform does just that. Understanding how to slide that short on that bid, but let me tell you something. If it's only a 369, and if they're narrow range price action bars, that's not weak. That thing is going to pop, bam, and you'll see an immediate 3-minute buy action bar that will trigger the SMF MMT in the automated SMF MMT. So we're going to limit them orders using the pricing system in the MMT platform. Have a good day. It's Friday. We're going to see the bull is here. We're going to make higher highs. We're going to see if anyone is wanting to sell the first day of the quarter. Right now, I don't see why. They got everything they wanted this morning in the jobs report. But look, we're going to monitor their buy and sell transactions, and you're going to make a market in the middle. And the futures, once again, are up, okay? They're up nice. S&P is up 8 handles, okay? Dow is up about 70 handles. NASDAQ's been floating between 11.75 and 16 on the high side. One of the things that we did not see in the NASDAQ futures, now they're only up 13.5. One of the things that we're seeing early in the morning MMTs as far as that market goes is that those futures are not expanding going into the opening bell. And what that really means is that they're going to hit that high side. And if you see a big red bar next to the last green bar, what you would be looking for in that reversal is that if you're not going to get the secondary command where the wick shoots up, test half, and you have to have a secondary negative price action bar to go along with the first one. If they just have, because what happens is, if there is true price action momentum, that 3-minute bar stops right there on the reversal and pop. That's what with a 3-minute buy action bar down at the bottom of that bar. So be on the lookout for that, because that's exactly what was happening yesterday. And it's very, very, very fine to see that. Okay. Remember that Google has underperformed the market and needs to be bought. We are going to be going into a major earnings and whatnot, and earnings season's going to start next week. Then the week after, it's going to start getting heavily loaded. So I just want everyone to know what is also forward looking is the next Q2 earnings season. Lots of money made, lots of price action volatility. NYSE. Here are the names. We make markets selling the short on the highs at reversals, and then we make markets again with them going long because they would be strong. And there are different time elements, MMTs, during the intraday process. The opening bell, the first 30-minute bar, and then the first hour, which is a complete 60-minute price action bar that tells us what the public is doing.